Hello, hello. I am Ben Pick, and thank you for joining me in Writing to Write, where I used to give questionable writing advice through writing metaphors, but have since moved on to hosting productivity sprints as I work to finish the fourth novel in my Into the Void series. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for hanging out back at my regularly scheduled time. So there was no Monday Writing to Write last week. Instead, it was the Sunday prior. And so we are now back to my regularly scheduled Monday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, where I'm hosting these productivity sprints. And speaking about productivity, wow. So a week and 2 days ago, I said I would have been happy with getting done editing up to chapter 25 in the week since between that episode and tonight. I said I said I would be impressed with myself if I got to chapter 30. Well, guess what? I'm up to chapter 40. So I did 10 extra chapters. It was a really productive week. And that means I have chapter 40 to go through tonight, chapter 41, the epilogue. And then I have about a month left over to prep before I deliver everything to another professional editor. And that means that I'll have a full month to start over from the beginning again and work my way towards the end. So I did a lot more editing than I thought I would. There were a lot fewer edits than I thought I would need with this book. There's a lot of small changes here and there where transitions from one chapter to the next or details in one chapter didn't necessarily align with things that were like 6 chapters ahead. So it's really good that I did this all in a series of very condensed batches because I was able to catch slight inconsistencies between the various chapters. And the way it's written, it could be explained away, but I much rather just outright state like, hey, that's why this and this thing is happening the way it is, or that's what changed from chapter 25 to 30, where, such and such thing happened, or along those lines. So either smooth those transitions over or I bridge the gaps. And yeah, I really like what I've done for this book. This book is pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. I'm really glad with where how well I've written the drastic changes that will happen to all the characters in book 4. I'm have a potential title, but we're going to wait for later on to reveal it. And I have a very rough outline of what I could do for this book, for a cover. Again, I'll reveal it when I reveal it. I want to get we're almost in April. At the end of May, I'm doing my one and only in-person event at Balticon. And so for that, I want to have this backdrop thing showing up. So aside from writing, that's what's taking most of my time with the focus. And then once that's ready, I'll work on the cover designs and move on from there. So that's all the statuses I've got. Oh, one more. Also, 2 years ago today, March 30th, I published book number 3, Saving the Lost. So that means that it's taken me probably, when all is said and done, basically 3 years to write book 4, which is not ideal, but I really wanted to take the time to write the story I wanted to tell the story I wanted to, and to do it in a way where I wouldn't be burning out. Work has picked up over the past few years, which has really cut my writing time. And I've spent a significant amount of time on editing, which is both good and bad. So that's where I am with that. And let's see here. Hey, Richard, how's it going? Glad to see you're here. Glad to be hanging out with you. And ooh, yeah. I am sorry that um you set your release date sooner than intended. Yeah, that is always a tough one because we have the best of intentions of getting our books out there, but at the same time, life gets in the way, edits get in the way, whatever, and yeah, that's why I don't even think I'm going to. Hmm. It would be nice if I get it out by the end of the year. I don't think that's feasible, and if I think at the rate I'm going, it would be more like a November, December push, which means I might as well just postpone it to 2027. Not good or bad. I will probably aim for early March if that's the case, but I don't really have a timeline. So once I have a proofreader go through it, it will technically be ready for production, for publication. Sorry, production is a development term, kind of crossing over between the professional and the recreational lives. Anyways, yeah, I'm very sorry that you set your release date when you did, but I mean your book is really good, so I don't know how much of it I can talk about, but I think it's on the back cover, anyways. The blurb, anyways, it's the story behind a fictionalized version of a character creating the I don't even know what you would call it, the standard background of an operating system. So what was it? Windows 5? Windows 97 or whatever has like that beautiful field at like an angle over the rolling hills and the clouds and everything. And so Richard's book is all about XP, Windows XP, fair enough. Windows, so his book is all about a character taking that photo and then the chaos that ensues from that. So I don't want to spoil any of your details, so I'm very careful in what I do and don't say. Yeah, I mean, it's really fun. I can think of a lot of movies where it's a very similar thing where somebody took a picture, somebody did some little detail, and then they need to deliver it safely so that they can then reap the rewards. But yeah, your book is an interesting premise. And with that in mind, let's actually get started so that I can finish up this book because I want to do chapter 40 in the first sprint and then chapter 41 in the second two sprints. So, with that in mind, I will see you all in 30 minutes. And welcome back, everyone. That was the end of our first sprint. If you saw me laughing, it's because, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes ago, my dog ran outside and I could hear him barking. He's got this very distinctive hound howl. And so I thought maybe one of my neighbors was outside because every time they're across the fence out grilling, he goes just absolutely crazy. He craves attention, and he definitely likes our neighbors a lot. Our last dog did too, actually. Whenever they're, walking their car or hanging out in their backyard. Um, well, I guess whenever they were walking into or out of their house, when I was walking Rufus, he would always like pull on the leash and howl to get attention from the neighbors. And now with Boone, whenever he's in the backyard and they are cooking or just hanging out or doing whatever, he's howling because he just wants so much attention. Huh. Fair enough. He's stalking around like he's hunting something. Well, he might have caught a whiff of some animal out there. And so hopefully it is not, hopefully the animal is smart enough to get away. I'll say that much. Even though Boone is a hunter, Boone is not the best hunter, especially because he's blind. So he will be, even though Rufus wasn't blind, when there was a cat like literally just mouths reach away, it was, I guess there was some stray or neighborhood cat or something that was seen on one of our benches, and Rufus just wandered right by him one time, and we watched, my wife and I watched this from the kitchen. We were just laughing because he didn't notice anything at first. He could see, and so he didn't notice anything at first. He walks by the cat, and then I guess the wind changed, and all of a sudden he smelled something. He turns back, and like then him and the cat met eyes, and the cat jumped away, and it was just really funny because Rufus was a big old dummy who didn't have an excuse. Boone is a big old dummy who does have an excuse in that he's blind. Neither of these dogs, from our experience at least, are good hunters. Boone might have been a good hunter before he lost his eyesight. We'll see, or we won't see, but we can guess and we can hope. But either way, that's what brought Boone into our life, and he is because he was such a bad hunter and because he went blind. That's what brought him into our life. We're very happy he's here, and it's just funny seeing the way he goes through life. He is a big sweetheart. We haven't seen him with like a prey animal though, so we don't know quite what that would be like if he ever catches wind of a cat. So our neighbors also have a cat, and so we definitely won't take Boone there. I have no idea what would happen with that. And Richard, looks like you are editing chapter 7, but it's a bit of a task for 11:30 at night. Yes. Yeah. I guess do whatever you want for being productive. I know that when it comes to 11:30 at night, I am not writing, so more power to you. And yeah, write when you can, edit when you can, be productive when you can, whatever fits in with your schedule. But yeah, Boone is proven to be an absolute angel with people, kids. The only problem is that he is large. He's 80 pounds, and he is wildly unaware of where he is relative to space. So he will just crash into people. He will walk into chairs, walk into tables, all the fun stuff. Yeah. So as sweet as Boone is, he is also a tripping hazard. But I did finish chapter 40. I'm about halfway done with chapter 41. Can I lift him? Yes, I can lift him. I do lift him. Less so now. He used to be afraid to get on the couch. He's sometimes afraid to get in the car, in which case I just had to pick him up and lift him. I feel like I had to pick him up and lift him when he didn't want to go outside because it was raining. So I can lift my dog. He's getting better about not needing to be not needing to be handled so much when he doesn't want to do something. Like, there've been times where he'll have to pee really badly, but it's pouring down rain, and so he won't go outside, and so I just have to, like, pick him up and then take him outside. I guess it wasn't as bad, when it's just raining. There's more that was, like, sleeting and snowing, it was just a mess out there. Or during the ice storm when he really didn't like walking on the ice. So, not only did I have to pick him up, but I had to pick him up and then walk down on sheets of ice down a couple of stairs, and oh boy, I almost wiped out. I definitely almost wiped out then. I feel like I felt myself slipping and caught myself, and then Boone was there too. But yeah, all good. So let's roll right into sprint number 2. And in 20 minutes, I should be able to finish the epilogue, chapter 41, and I might be able to do another iteration of it. So let's go. And welcome back. I did not get as far as I wanted. I am halfway through the last chapter, and I guess I'll take another 20 minutes to finish it up. That's my goal. That's where I am. Hey, Morgan Lee, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here on a Friday night and published with Andy. Hello, hello. Thank you for hanging out. Are you all working on anything during these productivity sprints? Do you have anything going on? Let me fix that. But yeah, feel free to shout out what you're working on, shout out anything you want to promote, or just say hey. In any case, I'm glad that you're here and glad that you're um, chilling on this channel. It's Monday night, so the week can only get better from here in theory. Yeah. Yeah, we today at work, my schedule got shifted around. The client asked to push a start date up. So I'm working in a paired project together with somebody else. And so they were in it first, and then I'm carrying through. I think they started at the end of last week. And oh boy, I don't know if the client was ready to move everything forward. There were a lot of issues that I am playing catch up in joining the project, or I'm now playing catch up on. Yeah. So tomorrow might be very, very interesting. In theory, I got everything working to begin tomorrow with no issues. However, the environment itself has proven to be just incredibly unstable. So I'll probably need to spend most of tomorrow coordinating with the client and not getting a whole lot of work done. Always fun. So let's see. Morgan Lee, you are working on formatting. Cool, cool, cool. Are you Well, you don't have to share it, but are you working on formatting your next what was it? Your romance story? Was it science? It was a Was it romantasy or was it science fiction romance? I'm trying to remember. Because I thought you were starting to work on a new story. Either way, good luck with the formatting. And Adriana is just working through your reading list. Sweet. Cozy fantasy. Sorry, that's what it was. Cozy fantasy. Awesome. I well, we are leaving the cold weather and oh sweet, but not it's not that one. Gotcha, gotcha. Oh, awesome. You are working on formatting book 3 or trilogy. I can't wait to get my hands on the third book. I don't I don't think I've seen any early drafts, alpha, beta, whatever, of the third book. So I'm completely in the dark of where you're going with that story. So yeah, definitely do make the rounds when you do publish it, or if you are looking for arcs or whatever, because I would love to help you out with that. And if I'm not involved at all, I would absolutely want to read the third book. So whenever you get around to it. Yeah, so let's see here. Give me 20 more minutes, then I will. Oh, well, awesome. Easy enough. Sure. Yeah, just give me a rough timeline and I can work it into my schedule. But yeah, I'm aiming to be done here by 7:30. So that is my plan. And with that in mind, let's get started on the third and final sprint of tonight. I'm going to finish this book, and that's all I have to say. So I'm about halfway done with the epilogue chapter, chapter 41. I'm really struggling with this one sentence because I want to write it a certain way, but I don't want to use certain words because I have crutch words like only. And yes, I'm going to finish that, and then I'm going to finish the rest of the chapter and maybe start back from the beginning again. Either way, I will see you all in 20. All right, everyone, and thank you for joining in for this Monday night. I did finish the complete edit of my fourth novel, so now I'm going to start from the beginning again, go all the way to the end, and hopefully do this in time for the end of the month when I hand this off to my next professional editor. Looks like Andy was just hanging out, doing bits of work in the background. Good, good, good. And with that, I will see you all next Monday night, 6 p.m. Thank you for joining. Thank you for saying hey. And as always, thank you for just being here. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Monday is usually the worst day of the week. So hopefully your week will only get better from here. And looks like Morgan Lee got some pages formatted. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great hearing about the progress. And yes, good night, everyone. I am going to go grab some dinner. So I will see you all next week. Take care.